Well, I'm joined now by a priest who supports women bishops, the Reverend Sally Hitchener, and also in our Millbank studios in central London, we're joined by Susie Leaf, who is a lay member of the General Synod who voted against women bishops a short while ago. And ladies, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Susie Leaf, let's start with you. I mean, as you heard there, the Archbishop not only thinks that in the Anglican Church women will become bishops, but one day there'll be a woman who's the Archbishop. Given your vote this summer, what do you make of that?
Well, I don't think it's any surprise. I think when the General Synod voted for women bishops, it was clear that an archbishop would come along in the end. Obviously, in November, we weren't voting against the idea of a woman bishop. We were voting against legislation, which was to do with the provision for those in the church for whom this particular concept is against their theological convictions, and we want to remain united, so we want to find a good way forward.
Reverend Sally, are you heartened by what Archbishop Justin Welby said today?
Oh, absolutely. It's a very clear statement that he is unequivocally in favour of women in leadership at every level of the church. I worked with him briefly when I was training to be a vicar, and he could not be more supportive of women's ministry. And you see a number of women involved in the ceremony today in light of that.
Susie Leaf, just explain to us, who haven't heard this before, why you believe women shouldn't be bishops.
Well, I think the bishop role is a role of, I suppose, a biblical concept of overseer, the person who is ultimately responsible for the church before God. And I believe that the Bible teaches that within the family and within the church, which is just the family of God, it's really important that we enable the men to take responsibility.
Why couldn't a woman do that job?
Well, I think it's about the way in which men and women have been created equal, absolutely, created equally, created equally sinful as well. We mess up just as much, saved before God equally by Jesus Christ, which is absolutely fantastic. But it doesn't mean we're the same. I think there are great, wonderful differences between men and women.
And what you're up against, Sally, Reverend?
Well, I don't know about up against. We're part of the same family, really. But it is. I think I definitely disagree in that I believe that that Christianity and God allows women to be at every level, and we are created equal, and we do have equal gifts.
Susie Leaf, just from me talking to the Archbishop today, it looks like you are up against a losing battle, and this is going to happen whatever you think. Would you agree with that?
I think what's really, I keep saying, I don't think anybody is trying to say that we don't want women bishops at all. All we're asking for is that within our churches, we will be able to continue to practice the way that we've been doing. So we had a wonderful opportunity back in the 1990s when we agreed that this was something on which Christians could differ. We came up with a solution, a really successful solution, which has allowed parishes to carry on worshipping in the way that they need to.
Just one very final comment to you, Sally.
The thing is, if we are going to have women bishops, we have to have proper women bishops.
OK, we'll leave it there. Ladies, thank you very much for your time tonight.